Hey, what's up guys? This is Johan, and on today's video we'll be going over my protein skimmer. Alright guys, so here is my protein skimmer. It is originally a D&D Terminator 2 protein skimmer. When I first got it, it was like $36, but it came with no pump. So I went ahead and got it at the time. I was kind of still new in the hobby, and I think that was like the second year in the hobby. So a $36 protein skimmer with no pump, and I'm a DIY person, so I went ahead and got the protein skimmer and then got the pump. I used the Mag 7, and then it also is a recipient skimmer. And the way it worked at the time, I didn't really like it. It did skim, but it never really skimmed efficient enough to where you had that thick, dark stuff. So I went ahead and just took it apart and then drilled a few holes in some areas, clogged up the other holes that were created by the manufacturer, and made basically a DIY version of the original. I just needed the body. So for $36, and a bit of DIY, I think the protein skimmer works just fine. Alright guys, so if you look at the protein skimmer, it's very dirty. I've been running the skimmer constantly for about a year. I haven't taken it out completely and cleaned it. I only remove the top every week when I do clean the protein skimmer. I take it off and just clean the inside and clean the nozzle out here. But today we're gonna basically clean it out and then go over everything. Alright guys, so here is the protein skimmer. You can see the actual skimmer top is clean, but the body itself is really dirty, and I need to go ahead and start cleaning it. So one of the things I first did was I took the part. The part comes like this down, and then into a part for venturi, and then down to a place where you put another pump, and then down to a pump. So what I did, I wanted to make sure it was controllable, and there was also some what you call those things, there was also some of the valves, the one that you turn, there's like 2 or 3 of those on there. So I just didn't want those, so I took those out and then put a needle impeller pump right here from Jabo. This is actually from the protein skimmer, but I ordered it separately, and it kind of goes back in here, so it's a recirculating skimmer still. And then this is Jabo 4000, DC 4000, and it was originally just a regular DC pump, but I took the head of the impeller and got a needle wheel impeller from another pump and basically put it in here. Alright, so one of the things I've seen on this my DIY, I have some of these feather dusters on here, so I'm gonna throw this back into the sump whilst I clean this up. Alright. Alright guys, so here we are in my spare bathroom, or I like to call it my reef room, where I can clean all my stuff. So the audio in here is a little bit echoey, I apologize for that, but let's get into cleaning this skimmer and the store scrubber, and we'll go from there. guys, so now that we cleaned the protein skimmer and took it all apart, time to put it back together so you guys could see how I did everything, so you could see how the protein skimmer works. And then after that, I'm going to fill this little tub that it's in with some water that I did a water change earlier with, so that you could actually see how it skims and all the bubble and foam and skimming that it makes. Alright guys, so here is the protein skimmer, just its body. You get the head, you get the actual body itself, and there's one other part. That's hair I took off. It's somewhere else being cleaned right now. So what I did, I left this the way it is, but the body on this is a little bit thin. The acrylic is a little bit thin, so things break off a little bit easy, way too easy. So as you can see, there's some glue hair on the inside, and also up here. This is just from it being broken off every few times. So I am looking to upgrade the skimmer or get a newer skimmer. There's one of a Riff&O that has one for sale, so I may get his, or I may save up some extra money and get a Nido skimmer. Also, so another thing I did here was I drilled the hole, and this is where the main feed pump and all the air drawer comes in. There's also another venturi here that goes into and sucks in air into the next recirculating pump. I don't need that recirculating pump anymore because I do run it every now and then without recirculating, and it still does the same thing. But I like having it on there just because, you know. Here's that other part I was telling you about. It's still a little dirty. I had it soaked in some vinegar, but it just allows you to adjust. Go straight in here. Allows you to adjust the water level height that you want. So you can put it in here, and then, you know, this is the actual drain, so you can adjust the water level height that you want. And then also this acrylic tube that was on the inside was a lot longer. I cut it because it was skimming too high or too wet, so I cut it a little lower so I could have better skimming. So I'll show you guys what I mean once I do the skim. So here is the main feed pump, or the actual two pumps that's on here. Like I said, this started off as a Jabil DC 4000, and I bought an impeller, a spare impeller, and I basically cut that looks like this originally without this was one of the first trials where this was all solid, but I went ahead and cut little grooves in here with my Dremel just to see if I could make a new wheel impeller. This worked okay, but it wasn't as good. So what I originally did, I cut the center off right there, and then took this off and left that on this impeller, or at least on this one. Then I got a needle wheel impeller from 16,000 and took that off and cut this off, and it's pressed it in. So now it's a perfect center fit. It doesn't wobble like the test that I was doing. So that's the main feed pump. It sucks in air through a venturi that goes on top of the pump like this, and pulls air in from the outside, sorry. Alright, so time to put it back together. Alright guys, so here is my test. It's not exactly in the right depth of water, so I'm going to just turn it on and show you guys. So this is one of the controls for the main feed pump, and having a feed, I find for me it works best if I have it on about 50%, but because it's in solo of water, I turned it about 75%. But that still doesn't draw enough water because of the right depth it's not in. So once the water gets up to the skimmer neck right there, I turn on the second one. I usually, if I'm doing any cleaning, I usually do like a 10-minute delay in between each of them. So I turn this one off first, and then I turn that one off first afterwards. So it comes up. So you could see once the second pump kicks in, this actual foam in there gets a little bit thicker. So let's zoom in and see what I'm talking about. Yeah, so from the neck right here all the way up to the top, that's just a thick foam. So, and yeah, if I had a collection cup right there, you'd be collecting the collection into the collection cup. Yeah, so that's pretty much how it works. I just looked at it. Actually, the skim head is right down here, so it's a little lower than I want it to be, but it's still producing that thick, nice foam that we like to see. Alright guys, so there you have it. This is my protein skimmer. For what it is, I think it works pretty well. And you guys may be wondering, how am I getting such a thick foam from this? Well, it in part the needle and impeller, but what really made it foam up a little bit. I put like 2 drops of this in the Metalfix. I don't know if you guys ever used this. Basically, medication for fish. I just put 2 drops in there, and it just went haywire. So. This just is an example of how it shows that how the protein skimmer works. So if on regular days when there's not that much stuff in my main display, then it's like a watery foam that's in there. But after I feed, like 10 minutes after I feed, it foams up thick just like this. So this is a little quick tip if you guys want to test your protein skimmer and see, the right depth if it's in. Put 1 or 2 drops of any medication, reef safe medication in there, and it usually foams up, or even some of that poly filter stuff that makes the skimming go crazy. So anyways, that does it for this video guys. If you like it, go ahead and hit the like button down below, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.